The journal, I think, is critically important to the history of Gibraltar because the rationale behind it is to have a series of short articles, articles which are too short to form a book, but they contain the important elements of our past, which is the recollections of Gibraltarians, what people have researched and have found in terms of small issues, small areas of intense interest. So it's really, really critical.
And this is the 30th edition. When was the first and how have they changed over the years?
The first edition was 1993, and that was produced as part of a fundraising effort to renovate the building that we're in, the City Hall. So issue number 1 was dedicated to the City Hall. And since then, we've come a long way, because issue number 1 was not produced by the Heritage Trust. It was produced by the UK Friends of Gibraltar Heritage Society, and it was only eventually that it became a joint publication of both societies, and now it's solely a Gibraltar Heritage Trust publication.
And for such a small place, we have such a rich history, as you obviously know. Do you have any particular highlights from this edition?
Well, of course, the most interesting article is the one I wrote, but that apart, there are tremendously interesting articles. The very first article is one on the history of the Norton family in Gibraltar. And the Nortons, and in this case in particular Harry Norton, worked with governors in Gibraltar during World War II. So knowing about the Norton family history gives a completely new understanding of this fascinating period of our history. So that's a very interesting article. And there's another article about Gibraltarians at war. So that again is the untold stories of our heroes, unsung heroes, some of them. And, well, in fact, every article is a gem in its own right. It's something that you can dip into. It's not something that you need to read from cover to cover. And it's something you can keep on coming back to. And this is the 30th edition, but all the previous editions are available from the Heritage Trust. So those who want to see these earlier editions can do so. And they contain articles by important people who've now left us. So we've got articles written by Sir Joshua Hassan, we've got them written by Dr. Bernard Linares, we've got articles written by prominent people today, Sir Joe Bossano. So we've got really, really interesting articles written by interesting people, but more than anything else, they celebrate Gibraltar and the Gibraltarians.